Installing Berlin is easy. You can simply do so using the Node Package Manager. Now, this is probably the least common use case, but just for completeness sake, if you wanted to use Berlin directly within JavaScript, you can first install the Berlin language. And then what you do is once you find yourself in a JavaScript environment such as Node, you can then require the transpiler. And then what you do is you invoke it with a string of Berlin syntax. Now, we haven't discussed yet what this string does or what the syntax would do in Berlin, but don't worry about that for now. For now, just know that this is a valid string of Berlin syntax. And once you invoke this, what the transpiler will do is it'll turn this into the corresponding JavaScript syntax, which you may then choose to evaluate. Now, the more common use case is to use Berlin directly in the REPL, or to use the CLI in general. So what you can do for that is you install the Berlin CLI, and I recommend you install this globally because then what you get is you get this Berlin command. Now, the Berlin command can be used in two different ways. Either you pass it two arguments. When you do this, you specify paths to files. So the first argument will be a file that already exists that contains Berlin syntax that the transpiler is supposed to turn into JavaScript syntax. And then once the transpilation is done, it will save that JavaScript syntax at this location. And this is a file that may not exist yet. It will create that file for you. Or what you can do is you can simply invoke the Berlin command with no arguments, in which case you will get this REPL. And this REPL is where we'll be spending most of our time in this video series.